Look at the owl. I love nights like these. Oh, look at her. It's Hedwig. Because Hogwarts is right there. Hi, baby Hedwig. You're so cute. Baby owl. What are you trying to tell me tonight? Okay. Well, clearly I'm on my misty night walk with Mr. Owl or Mrs. above me. And I love nights like these because it's just so misty and cozy, and like it rained a little bit today, and I love when like the clouds are like below the mountains right up there that you can't even really see, but the wisdom tree is right up there, which is a hike that I should actually do more often. Here's my walk epiphany. I think I'm at number 6 now. You know, I haven't really even thought this through, but I've just been very inspired, so I'm just gonna see what falls out. I watched a lot of goth babe content. Someone that I met recently told me to watch his content, and he is so inspiring. He prioritizes just living in nature. He had a tiny house, and then he was living on a boat, and then he makes music, and he talks about how having like not a lot of instruments is like actually really beneficial, like because he just uses like what he has. He like not having like a ton of stuff is like actually better. Like he talked about like working within constrictions, like within his music, and then within his living space and his living confinement, because obviously when you're in like living on a boat or like in a tiny house, like yeah, you're obviously restricted. So okay, yeah, no, I was just really inspired by that because, you know, I'm living in an apartment, and, you know, my rent isn't that crazy for LA. I guess with utilities, it's like maybe $1,100, which is on the cheaper side for sure. You know, I'm just like kind of in this new rat race. I think that it's not the rat race that I used to partake in New York, in corporate America, but it's still, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a rat race, you know, like living in a city and doing jobs that I don't want to say hate, that's a strong word, but like the way they say like doing jobs you hate to pay for a place you hate, or at least that's what I've been, I guess, saying. And it's not like that extreme, but at the same time it's like not 100% what I'm loving right now, and that's like this stage of life I'm in. Like, holy shit, I just turned 30, and I'm trying not to like think about age too much, but like, I don't know, when I just watched his interviews, I was just like you can choose to live in any way you want. Like, you don't have to subscribe to like a way of life that you think you should be, I guess. I feel like a lot of things we do is like thinking, well, the decisions we make are more based on like what other people will think of us. But if you just live from a space of like not caring, like if you just like pretend for a second that like money doesn't matter, people's judgment, nothing matters, like what would you be doing? What would you be sharing? What would you be posting? All that stuff. So that's just like kind of like the place where I'm at. And this place has lavender. I love, it's kind of wet right now, but it smells so good. I love touching it. It's so soft and it smells good. Okay. Yeah, so I hope that's inspirational or makes you think for a second. And, you know, I'm considering going to Germany with my mom. I think I'm actually going to do it just because the time is now. The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. Like, there's nothing else. Time is now. I swear. We always put off so many things that we think we're going to do in the future, that we want to do. But literally, like, my mantra is like urgency. Like, if I had to tattoo something on me, it would just be urgency. Because also working from home, it's very easy to like get lost in social media, whatever. But like, urgency is my thing. Like, in all fronts, you know, like if I knew that my dad was gonna die at age 20, like I would have gone on every trip with him. I would have done so much more. Not to guilt trip myself at all. Like, I was like in my teens, you know, wanting to go to like the school dance and shit. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I don't have regrets really, but I'm just like, my point is like, even my mom today was like, yeah, me and my mom, so like my grandma, her mom was like, they're like always talked about going on this hiking trip, right? And never happened, because it was always like, oh, like this would be nice someday in the future, let's do this. But like, that just like, it's just like, you can't do that. Like time is now, and like, it's such a fine, it's such a balance, because it's like, you know, you want to be mindful, and you don't want to like operate out of like, oh my God, like freaking out, and like not urgency is the right word, but like thinking that of like coming from a space of lack, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, like, you have to be thinking like, really, like, what if this is your last day? Like, you genuinely don't know what's gonna happen. You genuinely don't. Like, we think we do, but everything's all about change and adapting. Like, adapt or die, change or die. Like, you have to constantly evolve, and keep stepping into a new version of yourself. Like, I think life is just all about phases, and like, you just have different parts and sections of your life, and you just have to keep matching what you feel internally, externally, and just keep allowing that to like evolve, you know? Like, the second you get over something, you've outgrown something, move on, go, you know, like, change it. That's just like the place that I'm in right now, where it's like, okay, like, once I've done something for like 3.5 years, I'm just at the point where it's like, how can I reinvent myself? How can I outgrow my past self and do something more radical, different, like, that I haven't done before? Like, life is all about experiences and changes, and like, I don't know, like, I just don't subscribe to even the things I used to want so much. Like, I'm like, of course material things are great. Like, I'm not saying I'm not materialistic by any means. I think we live in a material world, and having things is fun. But at the same time, like, there's something about going to brand new places, and like, you know, indulging your senses in nature, and like connecting with brand new people. Like, I've always had this mindset that like, the world is so big to spend it in one place. Like, I just think of the high school friends that I have, where it's like, my mom went to this high school, and then her mom went to the same high school. It's like, oh my God, it blows my mind. Some people like never even leave their hometowns. Like, whoa. I don't know. I was also raised, I guess, differently. Like, my parents grew up in Germany, so I'm like first generation here too. So I guess like movement and traveling, it's very like in my nature. So yeah, anyways, I'm not really sure what else to say, but yeah, I think that's what I got now. Oh, another thing. Sorry, I just like stopped talking whenever someone's like walking towards me. I always feel like uncomfortable when I just like continue talking to myself, even though I know that I have to get over that. It's so in my head. But anyways, so another thing that this girl was talking about in another YouTube video I watched of this influencer, and like, she talks about like, she was talking about quitting her job at Spotify, and she was talking about how like the thing that like hurts the most, or is the hardest to let go, is your identity. Oh my God, like, I feel that even right now. Like, I don't know why it's so difficult to like let that aspect go. It's interesting. It's almost like harder to let go of an identity than thinking of like a paycheck, or you know, anything else involved with change, because it is exciting, you know. But I think, like she was saying, like, she's so attached to like her image of like living in New York and having this job and being this person like exteriorly. But that's exactly what I felt like I had to shed as well when I left my job in New York, and now being in LA. Like, I feel like I've built up this image, like I am this songwriter in LA, and I'm a content creator, you know, like I'm in LA, like the place where people go to make it. But the more I think about it, I'm like, I want to try something different, you know? And I always gotta remind myself, like, you can come back to places, like nothing's so finite. I don't know why it feels that way, but my plan right now is to leave for, holy shit, get the shit out of me, is to leave for 3 months and then come back, but house sit for an amazing place that I already house sit at, which is like an hour south of LA, but it's so much more relaxing and it's just really like easy to live there. And living by myself is what my soul needs. It needs it, it needs it. But I'm very grateful for the people that I've met, that I've lived with. My housemates are all very kind, lovely people, but there's just nothing that tops living on your own. So, okay. Don't want to keep prolonging this, so I'm gonna end this here. Happy walking epiphany. Who knew? I love doing these. They're so fun. There's my room. It's so cute and so cozy. It kind of reminds me of the house I grew up in besides the gate. Or the fence, I mean. But yeah, I love this little corner of LA that I've discovered, and you know, got my little, probably shouldn't show my address on the internet, but I have my little studio in there. It's so cute. My little lights set up. So, but gotta keep moving, gotta keep changing, gotta keep evolving. It's the name of the game. Okay, good night.